So after the learning, after this, we are also going to learn chart patterns. We also look at our candlestick. We're going to learn our candlestick formation. So let's pick support and resistance first. And after that, we can add trend line alongside. But I want to explain something to your understanding, that how the market moves. The market don't just move straight like this. The market moves in a wavy form. It moves sometimes this way. So there are times that when the market is moving sideways, we now use something we call the trend line. We draw a straight line to know when the market is moving in this format, so we know where we take our entries. So that is when we learn how to draw our trend line. Very important. So these are part of the tools we'll use to then add to other strategies we're using to make our strategy 100, at least 80% good. So before you want to take a trade, you want to watch first what the market is doing. The candle, is it buying or selling? So after that, you then take good decision based on what your technical analysis has been able to prove to you. All right, so let's look at the other side. So we were looking at resistance, support, but later on, we also learn what is called supply and demand, and we have what is called smart money concept. So we have here resistance and support. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I taught us about time frame yesterday. So, and I specifically use the 30 minutes time frame. Specifically use the 30 minutes time frame to show us how to spot our resistance and support. And also remember, I told you we do two things in Forex. We buy and we sell and we also buy. We buy and sell, or sell and buy, whatever it is. Those are the two things we do in Forex. So how can we know a market is buying, and how do we know a market is selling? We look at the candles on the chart. That was why we learned how to change the candle there. And the candle, which is a buy candle, it's always in a green color. A candle that is on, yeah, a candle, a sell candle is always normally in a red color. So how we could spot the support and resistance is by like on the chart, we monitor what happens. We're going to monitor what happens at a particular zone. When we see that we have much of red candles dropping, we know this is a zone of resistance. But for a moment, we explain or we try to like sketch out our support and resistance. So I told you resistance is always at the top of the chart, your zone, and your support is always the lower part of your chart below. Okay, so we simply say you take a buy when you know the market will move upward. You take a buy when the market is low, and you take a sell where the market is at a high point. You sell there. All right, so some of us we will come late, and I don't know how to treat that. So back to our MT4, I will go back to how I told you to change the candle colors on your chart yesterday. So your default candle chart will always look like, it's going to look like black and white, but let's see how we can change it to this color. So yesterday I said you first go to this section of your app. Now click on, okay, go down, click on settings. Oh, okay. Mr. Give, your background sound is affecting us here.
Please, can you share your screen? I'm not seeing. We can't see your screen.
Sorry, that is a big mistake. All right, so let's go back again. I said for you to have your chart displayed the way I have mine here, green and red. If yours is on black automatically the way it is set, you're going to go to settings. Note this point. Under settings, you are going to scroll downward and go to colors. You go to colors. Then other colors, you are going to mark the side for the buy. Is always called bar up, and also bull. Bull means, I told you yesterday, bull also means buy, or bull stand for a short word for bullish. A short it stands for a short form for bullish. Please, I will come back to attend to you. I am in a lecture with my students, so just like few minutes I will be back, and then we'll complete the sign up process.
So this market is just, so you should keep an SL of like 1K, sorry, of 500. It's fine. Once it gets 500,
Okay, so
because I have seen a market levels. Imagine we're adding position. We have done a lot.
so we have we have bar up and we have bull. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. Now, before I come back to do this, watch the background color of my chart. So you could change your own to any color, but mind you, by default, the color it's supposed to be green and red. Green stands for a market that is on the buy, bullish, and this is for a sell. Yes. So, but sometimes you could make your own color the way it is as it pleases you. So I'm going to teach you how to change that color again. So now I will decide that the color that were green are always bar up. So I will decide that the bar up color should be blue. And then I'll go to the next side that is called bull candle also. That is the same thing, explain the same thing. I will set that up to blue. Then for the sell, which is the bar down and the bear candle, I will set it to, I'm going to set it to this color because that is what I want to, I want it different from what the program has. So once I'm done, I'll come back to the chart and let's see how it looks. Did I not save it, or what did I do? Interesting. So that's not a challenge. Color. Bar down. I'll set that to color of my choice. So when I'm done, what's happening? It's supposed to work once I do that. So, but let me go back and see why. Why is it showing me still showing? Okay, I've just shown you that what to do. So do that on your phone. Suppose there's a section for okay that my app is not displaying. I don't know. So, but I don't have any okay here.
I think you should click done. There's done at the bottom. Look at the done at the bottom. When you change it, just
Okay,
click done.
sorry. My laptop, there's something. Oh, there's an icon that was blocking it. So yeah, sometimes you could get things mixed up, but it's all okay. All right, so I have this and I have the next here. Sorry, bull should go to blue. Bar down should take this color, and the bear should also take the darker one, a bit darker color and a lighter one. All right, so let's get back to the chart. So that's beautiful. You could see the color, but we can make this combination a little bit lighter here so that you can see it could be conspicuous. Hi, this is terrible. So now back to business. I taught you how to change time frame. Just tap on the middle of your chart, pick M30 or whatever, but we start with 30 minutes. Now I told you that these candles, each candle represents 30 minutes, whatever time frame you're using. So, but sometimes we don't like using all the smaller time frame because the chart is going to be filled with too many moves. So we just put it on structurally a higher time frame. You can see that now I can only see a candlestick, but once I take it to 5 minutes, this is going to make things more complicated. So, but when I put it on the 4 hour, I just see a kind of range and a better view of what the market is doing. So, but we're going to work with the 30 minutes. So what I said we're going to do here was that we would simply come over here and look for your rectangle zone. I mean two. And what we're going to use it to do is always we are going to mark the zone where the market starts with the buy. So wherever we see the market pushing upwards, like for example, wherever we see the market going like this, so we simply place your rectangle tool there to know that that is a support. That was what I taught yesterday, and I think some of you did not get it. So wherever the market is going down with a sell, like for example, these zones here, what I'm going to do is simply just to, just finished, like, see it. So that this point initially was acting as a resistance. My mouse is okay. So we saw that when price approached here, we had a sudden massive sell to this point before the market started pushing upwards again. So that is that for this region we are able to see. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look for again, we go to another region, try to spot where we can find as many support and resistance. I'm using my laptop, so, but if I would prefer, you could switch to a higher time frame, like a 1 hour. You can see that what is stressing me to be moving my screen back and front. I'm seeing it more better or preferably. So, but until you get used to changing your, okay, the 5 minutes and all of those ones, it's more likely working. Why is someone calling me? Is there anybody on this? She's supposed to drop a voice note so my network don't get. Why? So I just use the 1 hour time frame to see the zone clearly and faster. So However, just play around changing the charts and the time frame so you could easily so what are we seeing here? We are simply noting our zone of resistance. So we saw that any when price was at this level, the first time the market tried to hit this level, it came down with a sell here. And then it was the next time price broke higher. We used to say the resistance was broken. So we can note or spot that. So over here, what happened here in the chart also, what happened here when we had a massive sell to this point, let me keep it downward. We also had the market changing direction and the market was buying. So we had a very massive buy from here. So from this point, we had the market pushing and climbing. So until price got to this level, the resistance point here, that was when we had another push downward. And this time around, it took off the support where there's supposed to be a buy. So that is that. So what is going to be your own work? You are going to open different assets or different pairs on your chart. Let's say that what I just did was on GBP USD. You are going to go to, like, after that one, you're going to open AUD USD. Remember, I told you 30 minutes. But if suppose you can't see the chart properly, you can switch to 1 hour so you can easily spot the zones of resistance and support. So when you get there, I've shown you how to get this tool. When you get there, so we do a waiting here. Sorry, I'm responding to someone that we are going to continue the process I have just simply showed you on different assets or pair, currency pair. So wherever you see that there is a big move, like to the downside, you are going to place your rectangle tool there and stuff around that zone. You are going to move your chart backwards and do that. So when you are done, you will screenshot it and then send it to me or send to the group. And then if you are correct, I will likely comment or correct. And then what we are doing now, I want to teach you something. We are not doing much, but I want to give you a task tonight to do and drop on the group so that when we are coming next time, we know what next to do. So the next tool you look for is the arrow tool. Whenever you have spotted your support, like place this, what you do to me, you simply look for this arrow tool and show me the market. Anytime it comes here, it will buy or move upward. Then you also spot according to what you are seeing there that the market is selling, like what happened there. You now do the next arrow like this. So that means the market, as this market is, if it gets to this point, we're expecting a sell downward to this level. If not this level, at least there's a support, another support here. There's another support here that price used to move up. Is there any question? So that is what you're going to do for me.